On Saturday, July 29, Montrouge Plainfield will be transformed into a sea of grills as food, fun, and friends collide. It's the 10th annual Maggie King of the Grill competition. The best chef and barbecue kings and queens compete for cash, a new grill, and the title of Maggie King of the Grill. Come savor the flavors. Try to bust the ice cold bar and let the kids have their way in the bouncing castles, pony rides, slides, and games. Try your hand at dominoes or the beer and leg competition and win instant cash. Come 7 p.m. you go stateside to enjoy performances from top local acts. It's a whole evening of fun at the Maggie King of the Grill. Saturday, July 29 at the Montrouge Plainfield. Gates open from 12 noon. $10 get you on the inside. Powered by Maggie, Hot 98, and GBN Television.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Coupé, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. Welcome to Good Morning Grenada for today. Yeah, Monday. It's the 15th day of May. Yeah, 2023, that's the year. So you realize in just a matter of 15 days we'll be, completing the first half of this year. Seems as though it's just last week I was hearing Scholar Miss Faith's song for Christmas. The year is already gone. Nonetheless, thank God for life, When you wake up in the morning and you see that brand new day, you've got to be thankful. I want to say, a belated good morning and a happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers of our nations. Yeah, all the wonderful mothers of our nation. Belated happy Mother's Day. I know that you all had a treat. I don't know about you, but I have seen, a sort of celebratory mode at the Wester Hall New Testament Church of God yesterday, man. The mothers were pampered. As a matter of fact, it wasn't a one-day affair, you understand? They were treated on Saturday, and then on Sunday, oh my goodness. I have to make a connection. I've got to bring a youngster to the program. I was intent on doing that this morning, but I was unable to establish a connection. There's a youngster at the church, right? Pastor Joseph Charles. I think I have the name correct. Young man, you're awesome. And we need people like you to come out and talk, to let the world know that all is not lost as it relates to our youth, man. Wow. He's powerful. As my father would say, he's powerful. Good morning, Joe. Hey, Miss Annie, belated happy Mother's Day to you. I was so predisposed yesterday, I didn't get a chance to do anything of that nature. But happy belated Mother's Day to you, Miss Annie. I know Joe and Micah and everybody would have taken proper care of you. Miss Winifred Auntie Hancock out there in Castine, belated, what I called you, Happy Mother's Day, love you. Nonetheless, if I continue like this, we would not get into the program. So let's get to the program. And the word of the day today is that word. It is an adjective. It's maudlin. Maudlin. And maudlin describes someone or something that expresses sadness or sentimentality in an exaggerated way. Okay, so Maudlin. I really thought Maudlin was a name, boy. Good morning, Miss Maudlin Batiste. How are you doing? Mr. Ray, good morning to you also. And Nuxi. Yeah. All right. So modeling describes someone or something that expresses sadness or sentimentality in an exaggerated way. Here's how we can use that word. The class had a hard time taking the modeling poetry seriously. Yeah, it's difficult to take it seriously. Okay, so now let's look at the thought of the day. Now it says every morning that you don't witness the rising of the sun, you are missing the creation of a new day. Yeah, you gotta get up early enough and watch the sun rise. Yeah, you gotta do that. It's important. It's imperative that you get up early enough so you can see the rising of the sun. Then you can say you saw the new day. Yeah, good. Keeping a constant check on the clock, it's 21 minutes on to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, workers, I hope you are close to the JOB. All right, buzzing this morning. Well, we've got no active guests this morning, so you, of course, will be my guest. I want to say good morning to the folks that I met yesterday. Grenadians, I presume, but they're based in New York. And, hey, GBN is doing wonders out there, man. You know, they're all in New York, and they were able to identify me by driving by. You know, good morning to you. And belated birthday greetings to you, Miss Taylor, out there in Corinth. Yeah, she celebrated on the 8th of May. Good morning and belated happy birthday to you. Had I known that, man, we would have sat in the veranda and have a glass of wine, yeah? Good. All right, folks, the GBN/Maggie King of the Grill comes up on Saturday, the 29th of July. Grillers, you gotta, well, I hope that you have already registered, because it is in my opinion that the deadline was a Friday, so I hope you got registered. It's happening on the 29th of July at the Montrouge playing field. It starts from 12 noon. Yeah, it's going to be a big, big day. Fun, food, music. Like I said, come down that day. Come with a chair and a table, because you won't get seat, right? Because it will be jam-packed. And come and learn how to play the game called All Fours. I'll be having free classes, okay? Nice. 20 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Good morning and belated happy birthday to you, I out there in our pray truth. Hope you, well, I know you enjoyed your day yesterday. Went to church and everything, right? Also buzzing this morning, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs is reporting a significant increase in the number of dengue fever cases in the country. All right, Grenada's Acting Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sean Charles, he says the data for Epidemiology Week number 18 indicated that there were 20 reported cases. The CMO advised that while health surveillance officers and vector control intervention resources are deployed, measures are being taken to control further increases as the ministry keeps a close eye on the situation. Also buzzing, the biggest trade expo in the Eastern Caribbean is just around the corner. Yeah, from today to the 17th, that's the 15th to the 17th, over 80 innovative businesses, a part of the OECS, will showcase their revolutionary products or service. And, right, over 8,000, okay, right, so you got to be a part of this. Yeah, the TV guy is going to show up the poster. It runs from today and goes up to Wednesday the 17th, okay? Now, also buzzing this morning, over 8,000 students from across the region have signed on to a petition on change.org requesting CXC to release the topics for the remaining subjects in the May-June exams. All right? Yeah. Okay. They're protesting that. They want to know. Okay. All right. The Grenada Credit Union League has expressed satisfaction with its 9-year relationship with Corp F Insurance, a Dominican-based company which provides specialized insurance products to credit unions in the OECS. The league is the local agent for the Corp F Insurance for credit unions. Right. Also buzzing, the government of Grenada is pleased to announce the ratification of an agreement with the Royal Grenada Police Force negotiating team, which is referred to as the RGPFNT, and that is to do with salary increases for the years 2024 and 2025. The agreement, ratified on the 11th of May, makes the RGPF-NT the second of 7 bargaining units to accept government's offer for increases in salaries or wages, the Grenada Union of Teachers being the first. The RGPF-NT accepted increases in salaries of 4% and 5% for the years 2024 and 2025. The public is reminded that in 2020, the RGPF-NT signed to receive salary increases of 4% for the year 2023. So 2023 is not left out. In January of 2023, on behalf of the government of Grenada and the government negotiating team, they began negotiations with 7 bargaining units that represent various categories of workers within the public sector on increases in salaries or wages for the period 2023 to 25. The government's offer is 4%, and 5% cumulatively for the period. Mr. Lindona Hile Marshall, the Deputy Chair of the GNT and Permanent Secretary in the Department of Public Administration, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Randy Connaught, and Sergeant Adrian Panchu of the RGPF-NT, they all expressed appreciation for the cordial manner in which negotiations were conducted. I like the ending of that story. Mrs. Sparkle Grenade Courtney, the Labour Commissioner, the acting Labour Commissioner, encouraged all parties to continue striving to maintain the peaceful industrial relations climate. The government is optimistic that the agreement will soon be reached with other bargaining agents. All right. Finally, we hear that a 59-year-old male of Concord St. John was found dead at his home. He is believed to be Grenada's 7th homicide. A juvenile alleged to be the perpetrator is being questioned by investigating officers. That is to, Any case, folks, it's 15 minutes on to 7 o'clock, and we've got to take that break. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. So stick with us. Those of you who are with us on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of Friday evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. We'll be back.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, to light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Evening, this is GBN's News at 7. Tonight's newscast begins on a sad note as the community of Vendham was plunged into mourning following a chopping incident overnight that left one man dead and another hospitalized. Here is Christina John with this report.
A man considered to be mentally ill went on a rampage sometime around midnight Thursday, inflicting multiple chop wounds about the body of a well-known community member in the village of Vendham, St. George. Eyewitnesses identified the deceased as Jason Joseph, an employee of the physical planning unit. The accused then reportedly set fire to the house of the deceased before doing the same to a second house in the area. GBN understands the bystander attempted to intervene, however was reportedly dealt chop wounds to the upper and lower body and is now hospitalized. Residents were able to contain the fire within the second house, but the first could not be saved. The accused man, identified by villagers as Kevin Penny, was reportedly shot by police and is presently warded at the General Hospital under heavy police security. GBN visited the community of Vandom Friday morning and heard from residents there who described the victim as a very quiet and peaceful individual.
Good morning, boy. He's one good friend. Anything I just do for me, he used to do it. Right? You had to want to call you, son. You see, come out and just now one that you're going to shop and buy time for me. And the guy, but I don't know what to say. Any guy for me, but he just talking to me. He just exempt me. So I keep away from him. You understand? No. And you see what my good friend? I went to sleep last night, and I didn't know what go on. It's when I get to his mind, I'm going on the way, the guy tell me something, and I say, I don't know what's going on. Even though you don't even all this mind, I hear what go on.
It's very shocking and traumatizing because nobody wasn't expecting that. I mean, like, people was bawling and like, everybody was like, don't know what to do because it was so surprising. First time we ever witnessed something like that in the community. It's sad to see that, young people are to, a young man are to lose his life. So brutal. I mean, come on, you chop him up and then on top of that you still burn him to make sure he's dead. So it's kind of sad and it have the community a little worried.
It didn't happen about after when I watched, my time was about 5 minutes past 12. Them time we didn't know if he died already. His house was on fire. His house first what started burning, and then my dad's house. The guy sent him. My dad's house, my sister's house. So but it's afterwards they say you have somebody lying in a drain there, but nobody didn't know who it was at the time until the police came and everything, and they say who I was there.
Minister for Social and Community Development and Housing, Philip Telesford, offered some words of support to the relatives.
Of course, as a government, we are broken, very disheartened by this very unfortunate incident. We are really taken by surprise with this one, and it just shows that we have to be so vigilant and so conscious of the people who live around us. Of course, this individual is a mentally challenged person, and again, we do not know what people who are mentally challenged, we do not know how they're going to respond, and so again we have to be conscious of these things, be conscious of what we say and how we respond and how we react to situations, and that will help to quell these sort of incidents and to prevent them in the first place.
Member of Parliament for St. George North East, Ron Redhead, also visited the community on Friday.
It's a gruesome act, heinous act. I think the community is certainly going to be traumatized of it. I did hear of the reports. I was in Karakou when the incident occurred, and immediately first thing this morning I ensured that I was down here. We're going to be visiting the various families affected, and we are going to offer as government every support possible that could help ease. Certainly psychosocial assistance with the housing and other aspects is going to be needed or required to bring the situation under control.
Christina John, GBN News.
A 59-year-old male of Concord St. John found dead at his home is believed to be Grenada's 7th homicide. A juvenile alleged to be the perpetrator is being questioned by investigating officers. Christina John was out early on the scene to bring you this report.
A 16-year-old male is in police custody, assisting with the investigation into an apparent homicide in Concord St. John. Dead is 59-year-old Lenny Ross, a farmer resident in the area. Ross was discovered in his home Friday morning. Information surrounding the death remains sketchy. However, sources believe it stemmed from an earlier altercation. Brother of the deceased, Anthony Ramdane, said he found out about his his brother's demise after leaving home this morning.
Yeah, it's a shocking news because I got up this morning getting ready to head out, and there were some officers on the scene, but I probably thought it was just one of those ordinary times where probably they came to maybe warn him, because I know that, sometimes he, misbehave, not in any kind of like I haven't seen him behave violently like that, you understand what I'm saying, but obviously, sometimes you drink and sometimes he would come and he would talk aloud and shout and stuff like that, but nonetheless, he was found dead in his home this morning, all right, and it's unfortunate, as I was saying, I was getting ready to go out, I saw the officers here, and I left, and it's not until I reached down the road, because I didn't take nothing serious, yes, and so it's not until I reached down the road that I get the news from an individual down the road that my brother is dead.
Ramlin said his brother, who was once an inmate at the Richmond Hill prison, responded positively to rehabilitation and kept away from violence. He said this morning's discovery was a shock for him and other family members who lived in the same yard.
It's shocking. I don't even know where to start or what to tell you. It's unfortunate. Rather surprising because, I get information on the accused, and to me it's like I'm wondering where did that come from, because at the end of the day I know that they had sort of like a mutual relationship. They never had any conflict or anything, so I'm wondering where did that come from. He has been convicted before and he has been sentenced to Her Majesty's prison, right, and he came out, and I guess they did quite a lot for him. I guess that's the reason why they keep you up there and to try to take certain measures, kind of discipline you in certain ways, and then he came out with some of these disciplines, right?
ACP John Mitchell was among a contingent of officers from various departments from the Royal Grenada Police Force on the scene. He empathized with the grieving family members.
Very unfortunate that we are here today to deal with this situation of another homicide, coming off the backs of a homicide in Carriacou, coming off the backs last night again of another homicide in Vendome. In the history of the force, I can't remember Grenada having a homicide in such quick succession. It is certainly one of concern. We sympathize with the victims, the families. We also understand that the families of the person who would have committed homicides also have some significant grieving doing right now. So it's just to say, yes, the fact is that the homicide has occurred here. The matter is still under investigation. We cannot give much details. We do not want to influence or jeopardize the judiciary process. So at this point in time, it's still under investigation, and certainly when we have more details, appropriately so, we will inform the media.
Christina John, GBN News.
Two gruesome killings within hours of each other brings Grenada's total homicides recorded for 2023 to 7. Police are calling for calm amongst the population as they report an increase in violent crimes.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Don McKenzie is calling for calm to prevail during this period of mourning as families and communities come to terms with the latest tragedies that rocked the country overnight.
Our last two incidents, both of the perpetrators are in custody. They do not pose a threat to the general public, and we believe that what happened is not part of a pattern, but is a random act. And as such, we believe that the public at large there's not an elevated risk when it comes to the issue of what we witnessed here today.
Although Grenada has not experienced the level of violence witnessed in other islands, the Deputy Commissioner said the country is not immune to the spate of violence that is challenging law enforcement agencies elsewhere in the region. The senior police official is therefore highlighting the need for an all-hands-on-deck approach to curb rising violence.
We also speak about the issue of what looked like an uptick in violence. the uptick in violence, while we recognize it and we have to deal with it, it will require everybody to be involved. Oftentimes we isolate the issue of increased crime to the sole responsibility of the police officers. We have a role to play. We are the lead agency in terms of law enforcement, but we cannot do it by ourselves. It would require the public.
CP John Mitchell, speaking to members of the media, records an increase in crimes.
Certainly, if we compare last year's statistics with this year to this period, and Mr. Hall, who is in CID, can speak more to it, there is an increase in homicide. Mr. Hall, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think last year this period may have been about 5 or 6, and this year we are up to 8 at this point in period. So it's certainly an increase. We cannot deny that fact. Crime in general, with the last statistics, and Mr. Hall again will speak more specific to this, has increased slightly. We have seen a slight uptick. Certainly, we do not want to associate any specific reason for it yet, without us getting into the details of the information to give you more accurate reports on it.
Assistant Superintendent of Police Ryan Hall, attached to the Criminal Investigation Department, says resources are stretched in matters like these, and this creates a challenge. Nonetheless, he assures the Grenadian community that they are capable of carrying out the requisite investigations.
We are seeing a slight increase in crime, as indicated, an 8.4% increase in crime. However, as it relates to the violent crime, we are basically just seeing a 1% increase in terms of the harm offenses. The homicides for the year last year, in total, we had 8. At this point now, we have 7. Just a little correction to Mr. Mitchell's point. It will be a challenge in terms of the response or investigation, because as you realize, we had one last night and one now, so it takes a lot from us in terms of ensuring that we conduct that effective and efficient response in terms of investigation. But we are on top of things, and there is nothing affecting our ability to get it done safely. The 2 persons of concern, one is a juvenile, he's in custody, and the other is nursing injuries at the General Hospital.
Christelina John, GBN News.
The sister isle of Carriacou was again plunged into darkness Thursday night, but Grenada engineers were able to restore power. The outage occurred after one of the generators at Grenada's power station tripped and resulted in an island-wide electricity outage. According to a press release from the Grenada Electricity Services Limited, this resulted from a mechanical fault on one of 2 engines providing service to the island following the recent fire, which put the other 2 generators out of commission. Following Thursday's outage, the generator was quickly repaired, tested, and put back into service, thereby facilitating a complete restoration of service to all customers in Carriacou. Grenada apologized to its customers for the inconvenience and thanked them for their understanding during this challenging period. Less than 1 month ago, a fire at the main power plant in Carriacou damaged 2 of the generators supplying electricity to the island. Since then, only 2 generators have been operational. The signing of an agreement between continental Africa and the Caribbean to become the 6th region of Africa, forming part of the African diaspora, provides unimaginable potential for Grenada's and, by extension, the region's creative sector. Director General of the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, Didacus Jules, detailed this on Friday during the final day of the Cultural and Creative Industries Conference, Unleash.
There is nothing we can grow in this Caribbean that Africa cannot grow bigger, faster, cheaper, and easier than we can. And even if the entire OECS was to grow something, we could not compete with Africa, which speaks to why we need to look at areas of comparative advantage and how we leverage these things. 5 of the 6 independent OECS member states signed the partnership agreement with Africa out of the 7 original signatories. We have been working assiduously to ensure that the OECS grouping is able to take full advantage of this opportunity and retain some prominence in this partnership. We all know of the rise of Nollywood and Bollywood to the point where Netflix and other platforms now have to accommodate the creative work of the black and brown children of the human family. We all would have noted the increasing assertion of creative works by black creatives. Some of our brothers and sisters have demonstrated it here in this week. The increasing assertion of their creative works in the West and the increasing prominence of African culture.
Using statistics, the OECS director expounded on the financial impact this agreement can have if the OECS successfully projects its creative industry into the African space.
For us in the OECS, the Africa Partnership represents a unique and special opportunity. Our roots are predominantly African. Our culture is a unique blend of the civilizations of the world, but with an elemental African DNA. The earning potential of the creative sector far exceeds any other sector and represents a special advantage in the context of the Africa Agreement, as Africa constitutes 17% of the global population and 40% of the continent is under 15 years of age. This potential can be enhanced by OECS incentives designed to build the creative sector and to project it into the African space. Engaging in this space does not mean that we are starting on a blank page. Over the past decades, there are OECS diaspora nationals who have been actively engaged on the continent and who are well recognized. Two of these have reached out to us at the OECS and are converging their work with the Africa Partnership.
Today was the final day of the three-day conference held at Radisson Resorts. The Grenada National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, CSIRT, issued a scam alert warning Grenadians planning to purchase vehicles online to beware. More in this report.
Grenadians are advised to perform due diligence before engaging with online entities purporting to be sellers of used vehicles. Issuing the warning, the Grenada National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team disclosed that within the last 8 months, they have uncovered and identified several fraudulent entities advertising the sale of foreign used vehicles to Grenadians. Unfortunately, several Grenadians, without doing their due diligence, engaged fraudsters and lost their money in the process. The cybersecurity team shared 4 red flags that potential buyers should look out for. 1, offers that are just too good to be true. For instance, the age, mileage, and features do not match the price. 2, the communication takes place via a messaging app such as WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, etc., with no reference made by the agent to a verifiable website and physical address. 3, you're pressured to complete the sale while your questions and concerns go unanswered. 4, just about any request made by you is met with a positive response from the agent. For example, brand new tires with the purchase, an upgraded audio system, and further discount. The Grenada National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team reminds the public that its services are free and the team's capability includes assessing online sellers. Anyone needing assistance or additional information can contact the team on WhatsApp and Telegram at 473-423-2478. I repeat, 473-423-2478. Via email at csirtgnd@gov.gd or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at CSIRTGND. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
The government of Grenada remains steadfast in its commitment to ensuring that community health centers are fully equipped to provide the best health care for all Grenadians. In this Rena Perry Thomas report, we get the details.
With an aim to provide the best healthcare service in Grenada, the Ministry of Health is on a mission to refurbish and upgrade health centers in the various communities. Naomi Jeremiah, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, said they first started with reopening health centers that were closed due to their dilapidated condition, among other factors.
The Wester Hall Medical Station is completed and reopened and functioning. Then we have the Good Hope Medical Station completed and functioning. And we also handed over recently the smart facilities at the Hillsborough Health Center. Now, Hillsborough, we have minor work to done in terms of fencing and drain, but that work will start very soon.
The Permanent Secretary said they are now assessing other health centers so that work can start on them. She also noted that funding has been secured for the projects.
Now we look at Peg Motor. At present, we have structural assessments are being done at the Peg Motor Health Center. Tivoli Health Center, we have structural assessment that is going on and work will start. We have also the Monkreach Medical Station. I'm just giving you a few of what is happening in the community. So we are very much active. River Sally also, we have funding from CDB and the OECS projects for some of these health facilities. Sutters is not left behind. We are working hard to meet our goals at the Ministry of Health.
Jeremiah said they will not just be upgrading the facility, but will also ensure that they are properly maintained.
Say the maintenance of these buildings are being reviewed. It is key that the ministry continue to have proper maintenance, especially a facility like this that is near to the sea. Time and time again we'll have issues with the sea blast. So it's important that we look and ensure that while we provide proper access to the citizens, I'm assure you that the maintenance will continue.
The Permanent Secretary was speaking at the official reopening of the St. Mark Health Center this week. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The Grenada Credit Union League has expressed satisfaction with its 9-year relationship with Corp F Insurance, a Dominican-based company which provides specialized insurance products to credit unions in the OECS. The league is the local agent for Corp F Insurance for credit unions for coverage in loan protection insurance. Nisha Paul reports.
Having worked together for close to a decade and given the current level of satisfaction with the partnership, it is anticipated that the Grenada Credit Union League and Corp F Insurance will continue their relationship for the foreseeable future.
We did our extensive due diligence about the company, and we embraced the concept of not-for-profit but value-driven in the line with the cooperative principle of people helping people. We are extremely satisfied with the level of professionalism in the timely processing and payment of claims for credit union by Corp F and the level of professionalism in doing business in Grenada.
That was head of the accounting unit at the Grenada Credit Union League, Deborah Cameron, who went on to give this assurance to credit union members.
When you save with the credit unions or you take a loan, your loan are protected and your savings are insured. And we are the agent and it is insured with Corp F. So you can feel relaxed and assured that your money and your saving is well secured.
Ms. Cameron was at the time addressing a ceremony introducing Corp F's newest product in the Grenadian market, the Flexible Hurricane Protection Plan, in collaboration with its partners. The Grenada Cooperative League was established in May of 1958 as a parent body for credit unions and has since broadened its scope to the farming, fishing, productive, and industrial cooperatives. GCCL is an affiliate to the Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions and the World Council of Credit Unions based in Madison, Wisconsin in the USA. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
There are various methods of salary payments, be it by cash, check, or direct deposits into the employee's account. Have you ever wondered what an employee's payment records looked like almost 100 years ago? Let's take a peek into the GBN ISO lens to get an idea of what that looks like.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
An artifact from over 80 years ago takes the spotlight in tonight's GBN Eyesore. Photographs of the paybook of Mitchell Lewis, an ex-soldier during World War II, were submitted for feature by one of his children. The contents of the book are still very clear and most of it is intact. Mr. Lewis and other young men spent time in St. Lucia training for the war. While there, he met his wife and fathered 6 children. We thank our citizen journalists for that informative submission. If you have any interesting photos or videos you would like featured, send them to us via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platform.
Girl, the children are growing up so fast. When I leave here, I am going to take Tevin to get his MMR vaccine.
Kayla was supposed to have another appointment for that same vaccine. But Natalie, I'm not sure. On social media, they're saying that it's not safe. Plus, I can afford to miss work.
Girl, the vaccines are safe for decades. They protect our children. You got vaccinated, and I'm sure you're all right.
Yes, but these diseases aren't out now.
Grenada is open to childhood diseases from all over the world. Today, we have a choice to get our children vaccinated or not. Go get it done, girl. It won't take long.
I suppose so. Anything for my princess.
I want to be protected.
Check your doctor or the Ministry of Health to get the information on immunization against childhood diseases, including HPV and polio, and COVID-19 for elderly persons and persons living with non-communicable diseases.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's time for the conversation this morning, and I'm taking the opportunity to wish my good friend I haven't seen in quite a while, Miss Rolda Courtney from Harford Village. Today is your birthday. Hazel. Is Hazel coming down for your birthday party? All right. Don't let Hazel come to Grenada and, not check up on me, all right? So, Rolda, happy birthday to you. I know you're going to enjoy yourself to the fullest today. Yeah, enjoy it like you've never done before. Thank God for life. All right, 16 minutes on to, I keep saying on to, but it's after 7 o'clock. And before we get into the meat of the conversation this morning, let me pay some attention to my Facebook contributors there. Veronica Sandy, well, she says, good morning, GBN, good morning, Grenada, good morning, Gordon, Innocent, Joseph. Blessings to all. Happy Monday. Thanks, and same to you. Mary E. Banks says, good morning. Good morning, Mary. Catherine Phillip, good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Innocent. Happy New Week. Thanks, and same to you. Collins Yaboa says, good morning. Good morning to you. Anne-Marie Thomas saying good morning to the GBN family. Blessed day and week ahead. Thank you. Cynthia Bear says good morning. Janice Let Joseph, good morning, Grenada. Lydia Cameron, good morning, Innocent. It's really troubling what is going on in Grenada. Well, Yeah, by our standards, yeah, we're not used to that. But if you look around what's happening, Grenada is still the best place to be, man. Yeah, we have a little thing here and there. But in comparison to the region and the world at large, Grenada is still a gem, you know. Grenada is a safe place, you know. I just think the appropriate steps need to be taken as it relates to dealing with our mentally challenged and so forth, and you know, little pockets of things here and there. But Grenada is a safe place. You can come. All right, Lydia, come home. I'll protect you. All right. Marilyn Gordon says, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Gordon. Good morning, Marilyn. Yvonne Courtney says, good morning, Grenada. Yvonne, good morning. I don't know. You're supposed to send me some information because apparently we're supposed to be classmates from Tivoli RC. I'm trying to figure out who is Yvonne, but nonetheless. Okay, Cynthia B says, thanks for sharing me. They both rest in peace. Very sad. Or she's talking about the murders. Yeah, it's not good news, but it's news. All right, so Mildred Smith says, good morning, my beloved Spice lover. I hope everyone had a good weekend, especially Mr. Gordon. Did you do the cooking? Laugh out loud. Let me tell you something. I promise you that by next Mother's Day, I'll be able to have someone sit and pamper them, right? But at the moment, I do it alone, okay? Good, nice. 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. That is the time. Let's get into the conversation. The word of the day, it's maudlin. It describes someone as something that expresses sadness or sentimentality in an exaggerated way. Here's how we can use the word. The class had a hard time taking the maudlin poetry seriously. And the thought of the day, every morning that you don't witness the rising of the sun, you are missing the creation of a new day. Yeah, the day starts at sunrise, so you've got to, you know. The King of the Grill comes on the 29th, Saturday the 29th of July. Start preparating yourself now for the Maggie King of the Grill at the Man Rouge playing field. It starts from 12 noon and it culminates with a big show. And I don't know if GBN has enough money to pay me to perform on that event, but you know, I most likely will be there. But I know I will be there playing the All Fours and things like that. You understand what I'm saying? Good morning, Janelle McDonald and family. Jan, how you doing? You had a good Mother's Day there. Yeah, the GBN was up at the Right Choice Sports Bar yesterday for breakfast and lunch. You understand? I treated them to that. B, good morning. Good morning to all the wonderful mothers of the GBN family. I know you had a wonderful time yesterday, and I hope that it prolongs into the week and into the month, and let it be a mother's year. All right? 20 minutes after 7 o'clock, that is the time. Okay, so this is the opportunity to call. What's buzzing? Okay. We have an increase in the number of dengue fever cases, so you ought to protect yourself from mosquito bites. All right, Dr. Sean Childs, the acting chief medical officer. And what's bothersome is the fact that 50% of the cases that are hospitalized are from St. Andrew. Why is it? Do we have more mosquitoes in St. Andrew? 25% goes to St. George and 25% to St. Patrick. So what happened? St. David and our mosquitoes? Or so there's mosquitoes and them migrate? All right, so that is cause for concern. So you ought to protect yourself. We also hear of the big trade expo that's taking place from today and runs on to the 17th. That's Wednesday. Over 80 innovative businesses will be displaying or showcasing their revolutionary products and or services. And that's also buzzing. Something that's buzzing also, over 8,000 students from across the region have signed on to a petition on change.org requesting CXC to release the topics for the remaining subjects in the May-June exams. That's buzzing too. What's buzzing in your area? Anything of concern that you want to share with us? Some folks are still, as a matter of fact, it's only last night I understood that the shooting incident in Kiareku, suspect has not yet been apprehended. Now why? I guess he's on the run. Carriacou is a place that maybe it's easy to just evade the law. I don't know. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, and morning to your listeners and to your viewers. I suppose on Monday kind of challenging to come up with any meaningful conversation, especially after Mother's Day. I mean, Mother's Day was, to me, it's one of the most outstanding days in the calendar.
Okay.
The feelings you get, even when you're not a mother, is very uplifting, very spiritual. You don't have to spend any money to really recognize and to feel the goodness of women, notwithstanding the negative image we continue to portray against them, because we may not have the ability or the skills to relate to them. Anyway, I want to beg your indulgence to sort of highlight Mr. Killer's contribution to the just concluded Unleash workshop, the event last week. I have to look at it, although I must go back and find it a little bit. I find it was very inspiring, and I would urge everyone to look at Mr. to pay attention to what he has said. It's very, very instructive. Among other things, he talks about being motivated from inside. And also, he said something about to know, you have to know. And that is more philosophical than anything else. You have to have a deep consciousness to understand what he's saying. I've not followed Killer for, ardently. But in recent time, I've heard him say things that seems really, really interesting. In fact, after last Carnival, he mentioned something which I tried to promote years ago in Victoria, the need for a cultural village. And the conversation he gave last week, I think is so uplifting that I would encourage everyone to try and get to hear it or listen to it.
Okay.
I would not take any more of your time. In a sense, I will take my leave.
Okay, have a good day, man. So, what you did yesterday? What did you do for the lady of your life, the mother of your children?
Well, no, not for me and both men too. No, I made sure I reached out to as many people I had connection with to send warm greetings for them on Mother's Day. In fact, I felt very, very very light last night because I used the energy of Mother to connect and reconnect with people.
Okay. All right. Well, you did your part.
Yeah, but I always do my part and I have responsibility. And by the way, I'm saying that thing with the Calypso, the children, it's good that we are revisiting that again. Last week, you had the thing with Teacher Eddie. As you would know, in case you, to remind you, that I started, and I hope I'm not sounding egoistic here.
I almost said that, you know.
Huh?
I almost said that, you know.
Yeah, some of the first, but it's a fact. Adrian Francis could just testify to that. A number of people testify that the World Melody Calypso Workshop, Memorial Workshop for Children, which took place in St. Mark's for most of its time in the 90s and early 2000s. And then it was even Teacher Eddie participated in some of them, but it was mainly led by Elvin McQuilkin, the Black Wizard.
Yeah, all right.
And then they had the lady beginner Alexander Calypso Workshop for Women for International Women's Day. So it's good that we're coming back. We need the thing permanently in the school curriculum.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have a good one. All right. Having said that, I want to say good morning to those of you who participated in that event last night at the Trade Center that featured our local cast together with Vincentians, Alston, Beckett, Cyrus, and Judy Boucher. And Judy Boucher is so much fun. We hung out for the whole, literally the day, Saturday, and she had so much fun. As a matter of fact, Judy promised to spend Carnival in Grenada with us. Could you imagine that? Yeah, Judy Boucher might just sing a soca. 435-2041, that's the number. 27 minutes after 7 o'clock, that is the time. Maze Dream Chaser says, good morning, Mr. Innocent. Have a wonderful day. Well, good morning to you also. I hope you had a great day yesterday. You know, the buzz that was made yesterday, I am waiting when our turn comes next month to see if we're going to get the same buzz as fathers, you know. Notice I did not say as males, I said as fathers, all right? Because we have a lot of males that go around and basically just be sperm donors and not being fathers. So the real fathers, I want to see how they will treat us come next month when it's Father's Day. 28 minutes after 7 o'clock. Give me a call, 435-2041. You heard the topics. And however, if there's something buzzing in your vicinity that you'd like to highlight, this is your opportunity to do just that. And we go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent. Thanks for having me on the line with the opportunity and everything.
Okay. How you do, Mr. Bido?
Well, I just taking life as I get. Well, I would say happy Mother's Day. But wait, before I start, are you getting a feedback?
No, I'm good. We're good.
All right, well, let me go now. According to Miss Blossom, I will say for me, every day is Mother's Day.
Okay.
And a million times on New Year's Day because that is the day I was born 62 years ago.
You born on New Year's Day?
That's right, 62 years ago and 5 months and a few hours.
Okay.
From today. Yes, so I'm a million times. So for me, every day is Mother's Day. And everybody is my mother. I treat them even better more than my mother. So, you know.
Why so? Why you do that?
Well, why I do that, God will send me. According to Jim Rich, you know.
Okay.
God is the one that has the power. When he open it, no man can close it. And when he closes the door, no man can open it.
Okay. Point well taken.
Yes, so then let me know which time is morning. I want you to give me a call during the BBC.
Okay, I will do that, Mr. Bido.
Yeah, not to forget, but if you forget, I'll call you during that time, you know.
That's okay?
All right, yeah, okay, so try not to forget. So then we'll talk next time concerning program, because what really happened now, I'll have something to say so much, you know.
Okay.
We don't have time for that this morning.
All right.
So back to you in the studio.
All right, back to me on air. All right, good. That's my virtual program director. He usually says, okay, back to you now. You could go back on air now. Folks, it's 30 minutes after 7 o'clock. We take our commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Shop at Southern Electrical for all your security camera needs. We offer a wide variety of cameras such as solar cameras with or without lights, 4G cameras, Wi-Fi and PoE kits, 4, 8, and 16 channel, replacement cameras for PoE, standalone Wi-Fi cameras, floodlights with cameras, watch cameras, pen cameras, and much more. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada, St. George. Let us help you with your security needs. Southern Electrical, best value, expert advice, quality products.
Hello, I am Pettifer Lewis, the Executive Director of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, representing the private sector. From where I sit, I can see how volatile both the local, regional, and international economies can be as a result of financial shocks, pandemics, natural disasters, among others. Having the NIS Unemployment Benefit Program is certainly a step in the right direction. This will help to alleviate the burden that arises from unemployment, remember that people who are employed not just support themselves, but support family members as well. The NIS Unemployment Benefit Program will play a very important role in assisting our citizens to mitigate hardships while keeping the local economy stimulated during future challenges like these. This is a very good program, very good initiative, and I support it.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
On Saturday, July 29, Montrouge Plainfield will be transformed into a sea of grills as food, fun, and friends collide. It's the 10th annual Maggie King of the Grill competition. The best chef and barbecue kings and queens compete for cash, a new grill, and the title of Maggie King of the Grill. Come savor the flavors. Try to bust the ice cold bar and let the kids have their way in the bouncing castles, pony rides, slides, and games. Try your hand at dominoes or the beer and leg competition and win instant cash. Come 7 p.m. you go stateside to enjoy performances from top local acts. It's a whole evening of fun at the Maggie King of the Grill, Saturday, July 29 at the Montrouge Plainfield. Gates open from 12 noon. $10 get you on the inside. Powered by Maggie, Hot 98, and GBN Television.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's 25 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and this is The Conversation. I was hinted here that today is actually recognized as International Family Day. All right, thank you very much. Let me see. Okay, we've got a caller. Let's take this call. Good morning,
Hello.
caller.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Mr. Innocent.
How are you, sir?
Good to go.
All right, you enjoyed your Mother's Day yesterday?
I was not a mother. So, if you tell me if I enjoyed the Mother's Day, not my Mother's Day. So when you're talking to me, you're too innocent. Ask me if I enjoy the Mother's Day or Mother's Day. Or you're talking to as if I'm a mother. Anyhow, let's get to the substantial thing I want to say.
Tell me.
Now, I understand, maybe you and others want to change children going to school to 18 years, compulsory, make it compulsory. Let me ask you this. I think you said or heard you are a teacher. Do you think that if somebody don't need education, or they don't want education, in other words, they don't want to learn, you put the age of compulsory education to 18 years, he or she bound to go if he doesn't see the need for being educated. So the first thing you and others have to do is to make people see the need for education. Not only tell them they make it, they have to go. So what you go do? You go build a lot of jail for them, you and others?
Okay.
I think it's that you all have in mind. So I would think we need people for doing different types of work. So we have to educate the people from since they're young or since they start to, even since the mother's belly, they have been educated. Look at you. You're boisterous. This is because your mother had some little problem. But I don't know them. But I guess that. So this is what you all have to do. Forget about trying to make education compulsory. Once you do not see the need, you saw a little of the need for it. That's why you reached that, I would still say, outstanding position. So try to do something better and try to give some advice to the others that are trying to help us.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Have a good day, right? He gone. He's one character. All right, 22 minutes on to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock workers, please be early this morning. Surprise the boss. Actually, today's the 15th. Today's supposed to be payday, all right? So surprise the boss today, okay? And let it be habitual so he wouldn't say, oh, because today's payday, you come in early. All right, come early tomorrow as well. Okay, Glenda Thompson says, good morning, Innocent. Today is celebrated as International Day of Families. Thank you very much, Glenda. Hannah Plenty says, good morning, Gordon. Good morning, everyone. All right, let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph. How are you this morning?
I am alive and very thankful. How about you?
Well, I'm alive and thanking God. You're not talking to a ghost. You're talking to a human being. I'm alive.
Nice. How was Mother's Day?
Very quiet.
Well, I guess that was by choice. You chose to be quiet.
Yeah, the kind of person I'm not into. You see, I kind of think a little differently. I just think that every day should be Mother's Day, and I'm thinking I would be giving my honest opinion that there are some smart people who knows how to make money throughout the year. So they come up with these days and they sell a lot of their products. That during the year, that money could have been taken to give your mother something or do something, probably fix her window, fix her house, or do something.
Nice.
Treat her nice, will send up a pressure to kill her. Instead of one day spending a whole lot of money making somebody's bank account fat. That is my take on it. That's I respect other people's opinion and what they do, but okay. I not like celebrate a lot of these things,
Okay.
Because, there's a saying, the fool make money for the wise man to spend.
Yes, that is true.
I watched this over the years. Some very smart people know how to set up things throughout the year for us to spend, because we tend to be a consumers society. We consume. That's why we are in poverty.
Okay.
So I don't want to take up much of your time because other people need to call, but I would like to share this with you, and I'll try to be as brief as possible. A few years ago, I visited a spice basket with some staff members when I was working, and I was pleasantly surprised when I see written up in one of the spice basket showcase that the word Grenada, the term Grenada, means abundance. I was never told that in school. Nobody ever told me that, but I saw it in spice basket, and I was elated. You know why? Because I said, well, if that is true, I do not know why the people who call Grenada called it that way, but I say Grenada means abundance. Every time we say Grenada, we say abundance. And then, it is written in the scriptures that life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
So anytime we say Grenada, we say abundance. And then, if you were in teaching, the education psychologists and theorists talk about the self-fulfilling prophecy, that if you call a child stupid,
yes.
the child. So I say, if we continually say Grenada, we say abundance. And
we will eventually become abundant.
No, if you look around Grenada, we are abundant in almost everything. fortunately for me, I say fortunately because it was a great experience. Just before COVID, I used to be going and take my little morning stroll. And I always meeting this Chinese gentleman. And he always would smile for me and tell me a nice good morning. I say this is an unusual Chinese because most of the time you meet them, some of them, they walk with their head down, they put their head straight, they walk fast, they mind their business. They don't look left, right, or center. But this particular gentleman always smiled for me. So one morning I go on my morning stroll and I see him squatting by the side of the road. And I said a word of prayer. I said, God, I want to ask this man something. Should I go? Because, we have our beliefs. But it's like a pastor man. And then it's like, I watch back. He goes, I go back. And I say, good morning. And then I try to make a conversation. I say, I would like to ask you a question. Can I? He says, fine, go ahead. He seems to have a very good command of the English language. And that gentleman kept me for 1 hour. I cannot tell you everything, but let me tell you a tidbits. I said, because usually when I meet foreigners, I tend to ask them what they think about Grenada. I want to know what our visitors, what our foreigners think about our island, why they come, what gives them the motivation to keep coming, to keep coming. But he was one of those who work here. He was sent here by the government. He revealed to me that he's a scientist, an engineer, a biologist. He's versed in alternative medicine. And he's a botanist also. But he told me he's going soon, but he travels around the world. And you know what this gentleman told me? I try not to be long, but please, if you find I'm too long, please cut me off. Don't be afraid.
I can't cut you off?
Yes. So, you know what? One of the things he told me, he said, Grenada is one of the richest countries in the world. Well, my jaw opened. I tried to say, Grenada is one of the richest countries in the world, and we are begging so. You know what he turned around and told me? Say, you all are begging because you all are not an industrious people. He said Grenada could be self-sufficient. Grenada could feed itself and the entire Caribbean. He said if the government put Grenadians to work and develop what they have, and I'm going to tell you what little points he gave me of what we can develop. He said Grenada will have to hire labor. He said there will be no unemployment in Grenada. Grenada will have to hire labor. So I said, but our Prime Minister then always, that Dr. Kit was in power still, it was 2020, I met the man. He said he always said there are poor and vulnerable people in Grenada. He said there should be no poor and vulnerable people in Grenada. I said I don't like the idea that some of our people are called poor and vulnerable, so I'm glad you tell me that. I said, but we're begging you all a lot. All you come here and do a lot of things. They say, well, you all have to, you all ask, we are sent, we come and do what we have to do, but you all have to vote for leaders who care for you all, could harness the resources and make it work for the people. I mean, okay, let me tell you one thing he told me we have that could make a lot of money. He said you all have plants that is good for almost every ailment. Remember, he told me he's versed in alternative medicine, and he said he's studying our plants. He said we could sell Grenada as a health tourism product. He said the mango leaves, the breadfruit leaves, all the different leaves, we could put up just a little place. Dry them. All the young people that are idle about the place, the young men, dry them. Let us dry them. Make tea bags. You say go into the supermarket and you see products from all over the world that we in Grenada have here. He mentioned the mangoes. He said, look how your mangoes wasting. He said the mangoes could make juices. You shouldn't be importing these box juices. And because he's a health professional, he said the box juices we import have too much sugar. It's not good for our health. But as I said, I have to cut. I don't want to be too long.
Right.
Because I want to give others an opportunity. But I needed to share this with you, Mr. Innocent, and the nation, how other people are thinking about us. And we have everything right in front of our eyes. Like we have gold in our backyard, but we go digging for gold. But another thing I must tell you that he told me, said, we shouldn't rush go digging for oil because of our volcanic nature. He said we have a lot of other things that we have, our fruits or vegetables or provision. We could turn off provision and breadfruit and turn it into flour. We don't really need to have to go rush because that could have an environmental impact, which can erupt volcanoes, earthquakes. So we have to be careful, tread carefully with erupting. And he also said, you see the buildings that they built for us, the man was dead honest with me. He said that is not good for our environment. He wished that the government will give Grenadian electric support that they could build a house down. They don't need this
skyscraper.
Yes, he said that is not healthy for the Grenadian environment. You know, that I tell you, the man was, because when I asked him, I said, I want you to be brutally honest with me. He's a Chinese man. He will understand what the word brutally means. I said, tell me as it is. And, you know, he said, I'll tell you as it is. He said, I'm a Christian. I'll tell you as it is. I love people. I'll tell you as it is. I mean, he said, we are looking out for all people. Okay. All you have to look out for, all your leaders have to look out for you all. So, but I'll end it there.
Thank you very much. All right. Have a good day. All right. Good. All right. 13 minutes on to 8 o'clock. I had to indulge. You know, Ernesto Jose says, one thing, the greatest injustice to our children is the legalization of marijuana and the abuse of it by our 10 years old and under 18 students, in which a new subject have been taught how to... Come on. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Mr. Innocent.
How you doing?
I'm okay, you know.
How was Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was fine.
Nice.
Right. I don't know if it is okay, but I don't want to tie up your program, but I wanted to give you a rundown of some of the bays. I know if you...
Some of the?
Bays, beaches and what? Names and so, and locations.
Okay.
I don't know if you could take that this morning. Because
well, we kind of run out of time. You want to do that another day?
Yeah. But if you don't have what you call open program, where you can talk on what you want.
Yes, we could do that.
Yeah, but well, in the morning when you're one time busy and you say the program is open, I'm going to call it.
Okay, good man. All right, nice. Okay, Alistair Warwood Sr. says, very interesting indeed. This is so true about a country. Henry Morris, hi sister, very good to share. Okay, nice, good. Marilyn Gordon, I know that for me, education is not a skill. I may be wrong, but I think it's too different. Okay, Paul or Grenada, people not doing the work. They have to send foreigners to do it. Not a good example for our next generation. Beverly Benoit, isn't learning a skill a form of education? Yeah, it's all part of it, yeah. Gentlemen probably have a crush. Paula, I wish I could have, met all of... Any case, let's not go there. It's 11 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's take a final commercial break in the segment and come back with the wrap. Don't you go anywhere. Don't you move a muscle. Stick and stay with us.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
And so it begins. A journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners, to the final segment of the conversation this morning. I'm just going to go back to a conversation, comment by Ernesto Jose. He says, I think the greatest injustice to our children is the legalization of marijuana and the abuse of it by our 10 and 18-year-old students, in which a new subject is being taught, how to roll marijuana in the public, as on the buses, trains, everywhere, plus lighting up with no regards to the non-smokers in the public spaces. In my opinion, I think that was the worst thing the government could have done to our children, without a clause to protect our children from that abuse and giving licenses to sell cannabis in the poor neighborhood that's been invaded already by hard drugs. Yeah. Okay. Ernesto continues, he says, he said, my comment is to bring awareness of the legalization of marijuana and the damages it is causing to our students under 18 years, and Grenada thinking of legalization now. Well, I don't know much about the legalization. I know what the plans are on the way for decriminalization. All right. I don't think... I wonder if it would ever reach to a case of marijuana being legalized or cannabis being legalized. I know that, you know, all efforts are being made to decriminalize it, meaning if, you know, police would not be, you know, snatching and arresting someone for having a joint. So let's take a call. Good morning, caller. All right, the caller got impatient and left. It's 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock. You know, at 8 we join the BBC, so... yeah. Janice Let Joseph, good morning to you, Janice. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Hi, good morning. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, welcome to the program.
Please permit me to say something. You mentioned a few words, legalization and what? A pair of what?
You have something you have something loud in the background, man.
No, I have nothing loud.
Okay. Legalization and decriminalization.
Yeah. So it's time that you educate us. Leave me out on decriminalization and legalization. Because it seems to me the concept of words varies. And if you use two different words, they are likely to have different meanings. But let me comment. What I find so strange, we in Grenada, we want to do what we want. For the simple reason, all of us think we are right. And we do not take, or we do not reconsider or analyze what we are saying. Now, education is fit to live and fit to live with. In other words, if you are educated, or once you are educated, if a man wants or a woman wants to chop you, may have to run. So that could be a good response. Maybe if you are in danger, you may have to defeat him. So it depends on your response and time. If you want to teach mathematics and you don't have the ability to teach mathematics or history, you cannot respond adequately to your students, and your students will definitely hate you because you cannot tell them the right. As I've already said, a lot of people have been involved in culture, and they're telling people that slavery was abolished in 1834, and that's a damn lie. The laws were passed in 1834, etc., etc. Even now, they're giving me the weather forecast of Grenada, and they're telling me about point saline. They're giving me forecast, and they're mixing up metric system, and you know the others, imperial system.
Okay, your credit look as though you done, Papi. All right. Hey, folks, I did not cut him off, okay? I did not cut him off. I think his connection went off. Bro, I did not cut you off, okay? You know I wouldn't do that, all right? This is the culmination of the program this morning. And, all right. Yeah, that's... Okay, all right. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the program. No more calls because it's time for us to join the BBC. Those of you who called and participated, thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning. Before I run off, I want to say good morning to the management and staff, the hierarchy, and the rank and file of the folks at His Majesty's prisons. Good morning to you. And also the residents up there. I wouldn't want to call them inmates. The residents up there. Okay, it's a transformational facility. And good morning to you all. Have yourselves a wonderful day. All right, the commissioner, the rank, the file, good morning. All right, Davis, good morning to you. Good morning to Mr. Godfrey. All right, Simeon, good morning. Hope you all are getting transformed. All right. Folks, this is where we wrap it up. Thanks for being a part of the program this morning. Again, remember, be good. Be on your best behavior. I would like us to have that conversation one morning. Okay, Ernesto. All right, be on your best behavior today. The only competition you should be involved in today is being a better person than you were yesterday. I love you. Bye-bye. I'm gone.